Howdy again everyone, and let's get stuck right into testing out a new autofocus lens from TTArt, their autofocus 56mm f1.8. The lens will initially be available on Fuji X and Sony E-mount cameras, and later maybe on Nikon Z mount. It covers an aps-c image circle only and is priced at $158 US. I'd like to thank TTArt for sending me a copy of this lens for testing, although as usual this is a totally independent review. A lens of this type is ideal for any kind of subject photography, as its slightly tight focal length on an aps-c camera really pulls you into your subject, offering nicely out of focus backgrounds. There are a number of similar lenses to this one on the Fuji X system right now from various manufacturers, but this one is especially low priced. It's also lovely and small, with very nice metallic build quality, although no apparent weather sealing to speak of. It's a dead simple lens, as its only control point is a metallic manual focus ring, which turns beautifully smoothly. It responds with the focus motor a little slowly, but quite smoothly. Here you can also see that the lens suffers from moderate focus breathing, zooming in and out quite noticeably as you change focus. The lens's autofocus motor works fairly quickly and accurately, which is encouraging to see. It emits a quiet whirring sound as it goes. Your camera's onboard microphone will be able to hear that while shooting video. The lens has a 52mm filter thread and also comes with a metallic crushed can style of lens hood, which is a kind of classy touch but not to everyone's taste. For example, you obviously cannot reverse mount it onto the front of the lens. The lens does not feature its own image stabilization. Overall, it's a nice simple little optic with very good build quality but no special features. Alright, let's see about image quality, and today I'll be testing out on a Fuji X-T3 camera with its 26MP aps-c sized sensor. At f1.8, the lens's resolution and contrast are fantastic straight away in the middle of the image. Image quality in the corners is quite a bit softer with lower contrast. Stop down to f2.8 and those corners look better, but still a little hazy. Image quality in the middle has gone from being sharp to being perfect. At f5.6 the middle is the same, but the image corners haven't really seen much improvement. At f8 though, they are a little better. Here's f11 and finally f16, where the effects of diffraction are causing softening. So the lens is very sharp in the center and noticeably soft in the corners, meaning it'll be fine for portrait or other subject photography, but weaker for general use or landscape work. Okay, I'm going to bypass Fuji's in-camera corrections here by looking at some uncorrected RAW photos. Here you can see that the lens projects almost no distortion at all, which is impressive, but vignetting at f1.8 is very high. Stop down to f2.8 or f4 though, and those corners quickly brighten up. Still, keep that vignetting corrected. The lens's minimum focus distance is a decently close 50cm. Some good news here is that at f1.8, close-up image quality is still nice and sharp, and at f2.8 it only gets sharper. Nice. Let's see how well the lens works against bright light. The bad news is that at f1.8 we catch rather a lot of broad flaring across the whole frame when bright lights are involved. Stop down to f2.8 though, as I do here, and it mostly clears up. Next, bokeh. The quality of this lens's out of focus backgrounds is just a little better than average. They look reasonably smooth, but difficult backgrounds seem just a little bit busy. And finally, related to bokeh comes longitudinal chromatic aberration. At f1.8, some chromatic aberration is noticeable on bokeh highlights, but it's not strong. At f2.8 and f4 though, it's gone. Overall, the TTArt 56mm f1.8 autofocus lens has an interesting array of strengths and weaknesses. Its images are always brilliantly sharp in the middle with great contrast, but corner image quality is quite weak even when stopped down. It has very low distortion but rather high vignetting, although admittedly both are corrected automatically by your Fuji camera. The quality of its bokeh is good enough, its work against bright light a little below average. Overall, I'd say that this is a potentially nice, good value for money lens just for portrait and subject photography, wherever sharp corner image quality is not required.